We are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 113. Jeez, that still doesn't get any better now. But we are live here. We are joined by a very special guest. He is the Inner City King, Jorge Santi. Good evening, sir. How's it going?
Good evening. Good.
There we go. Thank you again for coming on. This is definitely one that, again, I'm not just saying this because you're on, but it's been a heavily requested episode. A lot of people have been asking. Someone definitely familiar with you has definitely been asking. A certain, I'll just say a certain bear has been asking me to have you on as well. So, so he also will be coming on this week on the podcast. So shout out to Osito. But let's get into this because I do have a lot I want to talk to you about. But before I get to the questions, I have to ask you the question I ask everyone that comes on. You heard the name of the podcast. It's called Respect the Craft. So when you hear the term the craft, what does that mean to you?
Craft? Well, pro wrestling is my craft. All right. So it took a lot of years to get to where I am today. So when you respect it, basically it's the hard work. Well, you see individuals come on your podcast and you invited them because you see some type of respect to their craft. So that's what I think. I think that you pick and choose who you want on the show. And honestly, I've seen the people you picked, and a lot of them know their craft. And pro wrestling, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No, and that was definitely a reason I wanted to have you on, because just getting to see you, finally seeing you live in the ring as well, I could see you have that true, genuine respect for your craft and just a real love for what we do here, for the professional wrestling business. And getting to see your mindset and hear it, it's been something that's been intriguing me that I'm like, I need to have him on and have this conversation finally. Here we go. We got the boss man himself.
I'm glad to be on.
No, thank you. There we go. We got Joe Keem saying wrestling. There we go. But let's start it up here. Let's get into a little bit of first. I always like to do the character evolution. So tell us a little bit about this guy right here. Who was Firebird Jorge Santi? How did we get from here to now getting to the Inner City King that we see today?
Oh, it started in 2004. I started wrestling in 2004. Prior to that, I had amateur background wrestling as well. I did that for 2 years, and then you did that thing called backyard wrestling because you couldn't afford wrestling. So I did that as well. But I started 2004, the Unpredictable Johnny Rods in Gleason's gym. I was still in high school, and there was someone put graffiti on one of the walls and said Firebird. And I was like, I like that name. Maybe I should make it my own. And then that's why I started calling myself Firebird.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I just try to make it my own as a pro wrestler. What does it mean to me? How can I correlate it in my matches? And basically, it's a generic wrestler that could fire up when he's ready. When he needs to come back. That's it. It's game over. I'm going to get the job done now. I got my ass kicked too much. So Firebird, yeah. That was a picture in 2014. I'm happy you don't have the picture from 2004. So
I tried to go as far as I could. I did find one. I don't know if this is older, but we'll see. But it has another good friend, our good pal, Brandon Luther.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like him.
I want to say it was from like the FWE days as well, right?
Yeah, that's FWE days. Yeah. He's a good commentator. That guy has a good mouth.
No, definitely. So I was trying to find as old as I can find, but I'm like, okay, let's not go too far back. Decent enough that he'll appreciate the picture. But here we go. We got Abraham Khan. I'm surprised he's saying nice things here. He usually doesn't like the guest I choose for the podcast. He said Firebird was a stud. There you go. So from there, again, you have that time with Firebird. It got you around. You were doing your thing. And then you also have an opportunity with this company right here, a little company called Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us how was that for you, especially with the style you do wrestle? How was that getting to be a part of that, and how was your time there in Ring of Honor?
So I was feeling stagnant in my career around 2011, 12. So I decided to do 2011 or 12. I started doing the tryouts. And what happened was I guess I was good enough for them to be, hey, let's do the pay-per-view. Hey, let's do TV. and then I'll come around and they'll invite me to open ring quietly between Delirious and QT Marshall and whoever was there that was like kind of like big at the time. And I would just roll around with them and just learn the craft even more, especially Ring of Honor style, because they were very fast, cut paced, hard hitting. Very also their chain wrestling was like top tier, kind of like UK style mixed with a little American style. So I just went in with them and I started, just rolling around secretly. They only had open rings and they invited me. And that lasted a couple of months, and then I just started with Ring of Honor for like I did a pay-per-view, but it was an opening match pay-per-view. And sorry, my dog jumped on the bed. He's shaking my bed. And and then I did TV in the Hammerstein Ballroom. And then that was pretty much it for Ring of Honor. But it was quite an experience. Hopefully, with the new rebranding of it, it's the type of avenues there for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would that be an avenue you would want to take up, especially that style still being somewhat definitely frequent there, especially the style you do as well.
I can. It's just I'm coming back slowly into it. So let's see what happens.
There you go. That's always good to hear. So let's now go from that. You did take some time away. Could you tell us a little bit about what was it that made you want to take that pause and evaluate what else to do with your life there? Yeah. Curse away.
I was fucking done with wrestling.
That's usually what happens.
Done. I was done. I hated it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. It wasn't fun no more. But also, when I was going through the process and I had the trials with WWE and other areas where they were looking at me and stuff, I was having fun, but I wasn't, because I was trying to make it. And when you're trying to make it, you kind of lose the fun out of pro wrestling. Because you gotta worry about this, you gotta worry about that. Oh, it's too fake. You forget that there's a performance to it, and that's when you lack. You start. How do you say? You kind of forget your craft. Put it that way.
Gotcha.
And you're worried about other things other than making it. So when I left, I did auditions for Marvel Universe Live, and I became a stuntman. And I got casted for there. Bruce Banner. Yeah, there you go. Bruce Banner. The Lizard. I was the Lizard on the show. Hulk. And like Fire Tribe. I had to learn how to play with fire too. And I'm the biggest pussy when it comes to cooking, fire, anything like that. But it was one of those things you had to learn because you were hired to do a certain thing. So that's how I learned how to be learn how to play with the fire and all that stuff. So I'm still afraid of it, but I just know how to play with it now.
There you go. It gave you another avenue there. But I have to ask, with that, was that something you were always interested in, even with wrestling? Was the stuntman avenue always something there that you were like, hey, this is in the back burner just in case, if that love for wrestling would have faded?
I was always looking for a leg in the stunt world. So for this to happen, it's for me to get casted on the show was like, all right, well, the universe is like on my side for this, because I didn't call for it. Kinda, I just did the audition thinking, let's see what happens. It's good to wet my feet to see what kind of world this is. And it so happened that first day I wet my feet, it was the first day they hey, listen, we want a contract, grow your hair. We want you as Bruce Banner. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is real. And basically, I met wrestling's brother because this was an arena stunt show. So we were behind SmackDown.
Oh wow!
So every time SmackDown was in the next town, we were following through also. So the only thing is more popular was the Marvel Universe and all that stuff going on. That we had more people in our crowd. So
hey, there you go. But that is definitely, I feel like, especially with the stories you're saying here, Universe definitely just, it points you in a direction, be it with the original gimmick name with the Firebird, and then just that opportunity just kind of presenting itself. It's definitely been circumstantial a lot of times, and hey, it ends up working out for the better.
I was a huge fan of the Hulk.
Yeah,
the hugest fan. You can't tell me otherwise. I would always draw him. We had those block parties and stuff. Everybody wanted face paint. I had a lady draw muscles on me like the Hulk. I was like a 6-year-old kid with like drawn out muscles so I could look like the Hulk. I was picking up trash cans that were empty actually, but it was just to see that like to know that I played the character I always loved in my life, and I got to portray him. That was cool.
Yeah. No, that's awesome there. So I guess when's the Hulk gear coming? Because I would assume
No,
it has
no,
to
no,
happen
no,
eventually. No,
no, no,
no merging there.
no merging, no merging. It's
But, oh, here we
that's
go.
my
We got
past.
Chris Barton putting a nice message there. Sandy has taught me so much in the past few months. My confidence as a wrestler has come from the guidance of the Firebird himself. Oh, there you go.
Shut the hell
There
up.
you go. Malunico trying to put you over there. But
I love you, man.
also former guest of the podcast.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Now, here we go. We got the Knuckleheads in the chat. I would assume it's Toe commenting here saying, yo, yo, yo. You've also done their podcast, so there's always a good time over there.
They're great people. I like their shirt. Thank you so much.
There you go. But no, okay, so now let's go back to that. From you do the stunt work, you're getting in that.
Yeah.
How do you during that time, I want to ask before we get to coming back, were you still watching wrestling at all? Was that something you were keeping your eye on? No. Or were you truly just like, fuck it, I'm done. I don't even want to
watch. There were some people, sorry, there's a fire engine coming down the block. There were some people that were wrestling fans. So at the time I had 14 years in pro wrestling. So when they would watch wrestling, they would invite me over into their rooms and we just watch wrestling and stuff. And then like my adult mind would come in and be like, yeah, well, they do it like this because, and then I kind of break it down to them and I start acting like a coach now, like how I used to be. Like, so I'm like, one of the guys, actually, he just finished filming the Iron Claw. Ooh. He's a buddy of mine. Yeah, he's a buddy of mine. He just finished Iron Claw, so he would be one of them where I would hang out and just talk wrestling with him and stuff. But I was completely out. I was all about stunt world and how to get my foot wet and how to get into movies and TV shows. Gotcha. But that show taught me how to be larger than life, as small as I am in an arena, which correlates in my matches now.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I needed that type of help, but I needed something outside of wrestling to show me that I finally get to. I tell people, little Timmy by the lights, how to cater to that crowd, and especially with a bodysuit, mask, all that stuff I had to wear. I had to translate my expression through a mask, so they could feel my pain. Is another thing too. And you know, I'm not a luchador, but I do know how to sell my pain through a mask if I have to.
Okay, there you go. So definitely, again, it all helps out, especially even with what you have to do for the presentation in the ring, and to be able to convey that story and message to the crowd, no matter where they're at in the venue.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
So I do have to ask with that again. I know you were tuned out at that point. You're not as fully with the love of the craft anymore. What was it that brought you in that you're like, okay, I think it's time to finally put the boots back on?
No, it was Osito hit me up. He's a family member. Yeah. I don't know if anybody knows that, but he's a family member. And he said, hey man, there's an open ring here and you should just try it out and stuff. I'm like, okay, I guess. I was out of shape, 100% out of shape. I couldn't breathe when I got in there. Also, I was just tired. Everything just hurt. I remember the next day I was like, damn, I should have just stood home. But I kind of got the bug there, and I remember hitting up Joe Kim because I liked how Masha, Law, Pena, they were all there. Well, Pena wasn't there that day, but Masha and Law were there, and they were teaching the kids how to go. And I'm like, this is good stuff. Like, this is how you build the future of pro wrestling, through fallout, 100%. How Joe Kim, Elliot, Paul have it set up. It's these kids can't fail. Do they listen? Listen. All right. Anyway, so
I'm sorry, I just had to laugh there because it's like
the coach came out. The coach came out.
Yeah, it's like it's spoken like a true coach. It's like
he definitely the way they have the school run and how they have me a part of it and they add more commodities to it is definitely something that these students are getting lessons over 50 years, like of minds in there, you know, put together, not 50-year-old people in there, but like all together 50 years old mind in there. And we got students, you know, we got a couple meal tickets.
Oh, there you go. So what was it? Because it's funny enough.
Sorry.
It's crazy how it goes.
1 second. Sorry about
No
that.
problem. All good. I have a little one around too, so I'm waiting for her to start barking when she hears the barking.
He barks frantically and all that stuff.
All good.
Yeah. Hey, George. Okay. I'm on. Hey, how are you? Sorry, I'm on the phone.
All good. All good.
Okay.
But I was gonna say with the fall, it's all good. Yeah. Hey, it's live, folks. But I was gonna say it's funny because the day you actually were officially announced as one of the coaches, I was actually there observing.
Yeah, I remember you there.
Training as well. So I was getting to see your style of training, and I was like, I see there was something different because at the time I remember seeing you a little bit around on the indies, but I was like, Jorge Santi, why can't it wasn't fully clicking yet. And then as time passed on, I was like, okay, now I remember where I've seen him. I remember FWE and all that. And now it's like seeing what you've done with the students. It's like they definitely are in great hands there. And again, not just putting you over because you're on the podcast, but I definitely again agree with the and love the mindset you give for them and what you're doing with the folks at the Fallout Shelter. Which also again, shout out to the Fallout Shelter, Joe Keem, and the whole team there. Definitely,
tons of great people
things
right
there.
Masha's hosting her class right now as we speak. So.
There you go.
Masha and
hopefully they're doing class right now because I see a lot of the students in the chat. Get back to class.
No, watch me. No.
Do both. Make sure you're learning. Make sure you're learning, guys. But there we go. Let's see. We got another comment here for Abraham Khan. Let's see. What is this? Santi is a hybrid. He definitely is. So Abraham stealing my next topic here because I did want to talk about that. Getting to see your style in there. Is that based on different just elements of what you watched and all that? Because you do have a hybrid style in there. You're very. I had this conversation with someone else the other day. I was like, seeing what you do in that ring, it reminds me of like a lot of Dean Malenko and Guerrero in WCW in their times. How you do your stuff in the ring, and just having that innovative mindset in there to do a style. I feel it almost got lost a little bit. So what was it that brought out that what it is your style that you do today?
I do all styles. I like to consider I'm a well-rounded wrestler. So if you want to, like I've said this in the past, if you want a high flyer, I could do something there. If you want a grappler, I could definitely do something there. If you want a brawler, I'll fight. I'll beat you up. You know, all types of styles I'll try to do. I'll try to touch base on. And I love to watch wrestling now. Before there was a time when I used to eat, shit, sleep, breathe wrestling. I still do it kind of now, but there was a time when I was younger. The fact that I was a part of it, the fact that now I'm doing it in front of people, I'm in front of different crowds. My style is more old school, modern. Like you're gonna see all types of styles. You'll see a fast-paced style sometimes. You'll see because sometimes I like to push myself to the limit too, because I am 35. I'm not 17 anymore, so I want to see where I could go. You know, how fast I can get, and if I have to stop sometimes, I guess I'll stop sometimes. It all catches up at the end.
Gotcha.
My style, I would just say very old school. You got a little of Eddie, like Malenko. You got a little of everything. You got a little Jericho. You got a little. It's just there. Their emotions, their temperament. Because I'm not here to emulate another wrestler. I'm here to make it my own, and which I always do. I always make it because I have a certain style to my pro wrestling, and I like to wrestle how I like to see wrestling. So that's one of the things I try to incorporate, something where I like witty wrestling. So if I could get a little witty with my wrestling, I like to always tease the beginning and then tease it at the end. And hopefully somewhere there'll be a big payoff.
Gotcha. No, and definitely you could see that it translates in the ring. Like I could say, like I've seen, getting to see you live in two different almost circumstances, getting to see with you and Osito in there and have that more fast-paced match. And then with you and Prince Ahmed, getting to see that more technical-based match and getting to see how that translates, having to go hold for hold at times and even finding ways to outmaneuver in the ring. That was great to see and showcase. Yeah. There is that just different versatility in the ring. And you're going, depending on who you're in there with, it could be that different style.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm like to consider myself a day off when you wrestle me. So
yeah. Hey, there you go.
if I'm exposing business, sorry.
It was funny because that's why I was like, let me not word it away where we do expose it, because I like I said, I saw the interview you did with Knuckleheads, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to keep somewhat kayfabe alive, and then it's like, well, he did it. I didn't do it today.
I try to protect it here and there.
Yeah. Hey, and again, that's why I wanted to have you on, because I'm like, this is again having that respect for the craft and wanting to make it, even though again sometimes people do let out a little bit of the illusion. You definitely try to keep as much as you can, especially when doing something like this.
Yeah.
So that's always a great thing there. So let's talk a little bit about that though. How has that been now coaching students, getting to coach the newer batch of students at the Fallout? How has that been for you, being now the guy to help them better themselves?
It's a learning experience, I come from a time where you can say anything and I get canceled, and I have to be careful what I say. But
I feel like that's usually the go-to now. It's like a lot of us just, the training isn't the same nowadays.
Yeah, I come from the VHS days. I used to send VHSs to WWE. I wasn't worried shit, but I was like, let me see if I get. Hey, I'm a skinny kid. Hopefully, it picks up, because they used to give me the address, and I used to send my tapes over, my VHS tapes. I was garbage. They were horrible, but hey, you never know. You know what I mean? Teaching them is definitely a learning experience. You learn other things. I have a keen eye for a lot of things. I think that's why I correlate coaching better sometimes than I just, it's all about making sure that when they leave us, or they go to another town, or they go wrestle somewhere, that they are safe. It looks good. They are wanted back. They put asses in seats. They do everything that you correlate, market themselves to where they turn into their own little business, and you want that. In pro wrestling, you want to become a little business, because you're your own manager, you're your own flight agent, you're your own travel guy. You have to make sure everything's in position. Mike Law is a perfect example. I hate to bring him up, but I hate this dog. This dog is get out the room. Go. Sorry. Anyway,
he's sending the message from Mike Law, like it's mutual. Just knocks the phone down.
All the dog does is just want to be in my business. So yeah, Mike Law is a perfect example. Everybody said, "Oh, don't call him a journeyman," but he's a journeyman. He does the hours. He does the driving. He has a great gimmick. He's a pro wrestler's wrestler. And if you can't learn anything from him when it comes to traveling, being mature about pro wrestling, then I don't know what you can learn from him. Same thing with Masha. Masha's on TV. I saw Masha when she was 16, when she first started, maybe 15, 16. Pena too. I was around his first days. All these guys that are coaching at Fallout are great people, and you could learn from them and go somewhere. So not only me, but everybody else, it takes a family. You know what I mean? Like with Joe Kim, I'm learning how to finance myself better in pro wrestling, which I never did. All I did was worry about my exhibition matches, worry about having a banger match, and then go to the next town. Right? And now I'm over here thinking maybe I should charge more, because I'm worth more. I know so. Well, Joe Kim is in my ear, and he's like, you're the fucking man. You know your worth. Get more money out of it. I'm like, oh, okay. Where I was just very shy about it. I just wrestle. Oh, that was a great match. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then go to the next town, or go back home and and watch because I was all about the footage. If I get the footage, I can send it out to other people. Maybe it catches an eye from someone on TV. You know what I mean? And that's how you get seen more now with the YouTubes and all that stuff. Remember, I was from the VHS days, and DVDs now, and then everything else.
Yeah, now everything's just a link. It's like, here you go. Here's the Dropbox.
Yeah, now it's a link, which is everything. Perfect.
Hey, it definitely has made it easier. Definitely has.
So, but it's all a learning lesson. I try to teach them the right way. My way, I teach them stuff that, like Kevin Kelly, you have the best footwork in the business. You have $1 million footwork. Prince Albert, who's actually a coach in WWE, said, I have the best footwork. Bill DeMott, who is head trainer in WWE, best footwork. So I'm not teaching these students garbage. I'm teaching these students what's valuable, and that we all are. We all are teaching them valuable stuff. So.
No, definitely. And again, it is a great, just look at again for anyone watching now as well. Look at the coaches right there. So if you are interested in training, in starting up your training, go to the Fallout. This is again just a group of what you're getting to learn. And there's even more because these are especially for in ring, but you still also have Elliot there as well. Who again, I know he's gonna to break kayfabe a little bit. He is one of the nicest guys though, and he will help with that in the business mindset of stuff and doing that. He's gonna hate me for breaking that for a bit, but sorry. Mr. Martinez, I'll call him that. But no, even like with Joakim, with Hoke as well, like they're always willing to help and show you certain ways of this is the way just to network yourself as well. Because that's with the modern day era of wrestling, it is all about networking as well. A lot more of how presentation works, how all this online presence is, and just making it work for you.
Yeah, Joakim. Okay. Paul, he's great with his camera work. You know, he makes wrestlers look amazing. I hope one day that he finds something where he could stick it and just travel on a show because he deserves to be. He's that good. He makes you look like $1 million. You know, from that view in the corner by the ropes. You have to freaking tag him. Make sure everybody knows that he's standing there. Yeah, but he's hard working. That's hard work, man, to make you look good. Because some wrestlers are questionable, and he makes them look amazing.
You're not wrong with that. And again, he definitely, and that's one of the things. It's like once you see Hoke's around the ring, it's like, oh, that's it. I got to make sure my clip goes out there because that's it. You're going to go viral tonight.
Yeah, exactly. That's most of my goals. To sell for him, sell for Joe Paul.
Here we go. We got Dom in the chat as well. Santi versus the world. There you go. You guys have had some hard hitting matches too. I was watching the other day the singles match you guys had, and I was just like,
"That was rough." He's a hard hitter.
But shout out to Dom.
He murked me.
But again, that shows that different style of you as well that you get to. Like you said, you can go in there if you need to. You'll have that slugfest and fight it out in there, and not just have one certain style in there.
Yeah, he definitely. That match was important to me and Dom, because I wanted to see if I could actually stick it, you know, and get in there with some gritty wrestlers and stuff. And so when I wrestled him, I was like, all right, let's see who goes up, and wham, beating my ass all over the place. But it turned out to be a really good match, and that's one of my top 5s now.
Gotcha. There you go. And there we go. We got a comment here from MGC saying, Santi, is Prince Ahmed your wrestling soulmate?
MGC. No, he's not.
I have no clue who MGC is, so that has to be a fan of yours. Well, he destroyed your crown, so it's I don't know if you guys are that cool anymore.
It's a lot of money too, that son of a bitch.
It had to be a Johnny Ross thing. That's all. It's like you guys have come up the same type of road there, so it's like, hey.
Yeah, we did. We never wrestled each other in Johnny's. I always knew of him. He was trying to be when I met him, he was trying to be a dentist or a doctor, some type of ER at the end. So, and then when I was retired for 4 years, I started watching his stuff, and I'm like, wow, this guy's really fucking good. Like this guy, and I was marking out to his stuff. Well, sorry, don't excuse the term mark. I was excited about his work a lot, and I really appreciated his stuff. I always tell him, you know, while I was out of the game, oh, your stuff is good and stuff. And then when I came back, I was like, hey, you want to roll around one day? And then I was like, yeah, not a soulmate, but it was like magic.
There you go. I know, getting to see you guys, it was like, it definitely had that great chemistry in there again to see what you guys did. Again, that story, I want to see where it goes as well. Here we go for anyone that follows Battle Club as well. Check out that last show because it definitely was a killer show, top to bottom. And that matchup definitely lived to the hype of finally getting to see you two square off in there. So
yeah, Pharaoh versus King.
There you go. So let's talk a little bit about that now, because we talked about the Firebird. We talked how that came to play. So how did the Inner City King come about? Was it another just one day you're like, oh, okay, another graffiti. That's it. We're using this.
Originally it was because I was looking to be some type of bad guy at the time. So I was playing with the city slicker, and then I saw Zoo York, and I'm a skateboard fanatic. Oh, I skateboard as well, and I thought I saw them name themselves the Inner City Kings because it was skate all over the city. And I was like, I could call myself the Inner City King. All right, now it's not about royalty because I'm not majesty. I'm not royalty. I'm not a jester or anything like that. Anything that involves a kingdom, it's not about royalty. It's about how good I am. All right, I'm a king at what I do. I'm one of the kings at what I do. There's many kings in pro wrestling, and I'm one of them, and I know so.
There you go.
So
See, again,
that's why I call myself the Inner City King.
I like that evolution of it and how you have truly the description of what it is. I feel like a lot of times you hear names like that that's just, yeah, it's this just because I want it to be that. But no, you have an actual, there's a reasoning for it, which is great.
You'll never see me with a cape. You never see me with a staff or a throne. This is my craft.
No.
And this is what I do, and I do it really damn well.
There you go. Well, they will see you in the throne if they do buy your T-shirt, which you are wearing one right now. So there's a whole throne there, which again, link in the description down below, guys. Go get his T-shirt right there. Links to everything is down below as well, to YouTube, to the TeePublic, to all that great stuff. Go support the Inner City King, Jorge Santi.
Appreciate it.
From wrestling, let's go to another love of yours as well. I had to bring it up because it also you did some type of gear with it. Let's talk about your love for Ghostbusters, if you don't mind getting into. So,
yeah.
So how's that fandom for you? How has that been a thing that you got?
I love it. I got everything. I have like Barton hit me up. He got a comic book store, or Dom, or Nimrod. They'll hit me up every now and then because they're fanatics as well of certain things like Ninja Turtles and stuff. And they'll tell me, "Hey man, you have this?" I'm like, "Yep, I already have it." He's just sending me pictures of stuff I already have. But yeah, it's right behind me. I got a painting of Bill Murray. Got my Legos up there. I got replicas and memorabilia, all the figures. I even got the Proton Pack back there.
I was gonna say I popped for that. I remember I saw in your story. I was like, "Now that's fucking cool." Like, that's definitely having that true. Just well, I guess I got to. I was like, because I collect a bunch of Funkos, so I was like, I got to save this to show them on the podcast. So I did guess this for Christmas this year.
Nice.
So I got the Slimer.
Nice. I have it.
So I was like, I had a feling you would, but I was like, okay, I have something to show because I collect just a bunch of Funkos. There's a whole wall to the side of me of just insane amount of Funkos.
I just was born like my mother. She's a boomer, so when it came to VCRs, you just put the tape in. I would just watch. That was my tablet, just watching the movie, and I'll watch it over and over and over again. And then I just got hooked on it. And then little by little, I knew I had a problem because I could recite the whole movie verbiage, like the whole. I know the whole dialogue of both movies. So I was like, I guess I'm a fan then. And then I just started collecting here and there, small things. And now I have a problem after the pandemic. This is a problem. Something's wrong with me.
There you go. No, and I feel like that's one of the common things, especially is you'll find a lot in the locker room. It's like, oh, I just got this week. What do you got? Like. That's one of the things I've always shared with a lot of people. It's like we all have something we collect. Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I do have that. Did you like Afterlife?
Yes. I liked it. I could see where people were like, "Oh, it's the same movie." I see the play on it and stuff. I know what you mean by that and stuff. I love the movie. It touched base. They debuted at Comic-Con. I got to sneak in to see it. So the director, Ivan Reitman, before he passed, he was like, "All right, guys, we're not showing new clips. We're going to show you the movie." And I was like, "Oh my God." I was freaking out. And then in the end, I cried like a baby because, I grew up watching these guys. So they had that one scene where they all four were together. Even one was a ghost. And I'm like, that hit the feels for me. But they're going to start they're going to start another one on my birthday. So that's going to be cool.
Oh, that's great.
They're gonna start filming it, yeah.
Well, no, I'm looking forward to it. I definitely enjoyed Afterlife. I'm looking forward to see what they do with the franchise now, because now I feel like it definitely showed there's a big interest in it still. Like no matter what, you still see people taking pictures in the city with the sign there and just going around.
Yeah,
it's like the love for Ghostbusters still is is going strong. So
I walked by it a couple of times. I bumped into it when I remember I was in college. I was at the BMCC. And I was just walking around the city. Just let me see what Tribeca is all about. It was my first time really traveling in the city, like how I want to. And I just bumped into the firehouse. I'm like, holy shit, you know. I just was excited about it, nerded out. Took like 40 pictures on my flip phone.
Hey, there you go. And again, to translate it, you get to merge that a little bit with wrestling because you got to do that match with Barton there. I don't know what happened to Barton that day. He
let's put it this way. Yeah, he got possessed. Thank you, Joe, because he made a dream come true that day.
There you go. That's again, this is why you gotta love wrestling, guys. You get to see just a perfect, just steaming pot of everything. Just everything goes in, and you see the once in a lifetime moments there. So, oh, I didn't even see this comment. Sorry, Joe. It says we got to get you a new crown. There you go. You definitely need a new one now, because again, Prince Ahmed just destroying the last crown.
Got it covered.
Oh, there we go. Is just gonna be like he has to now buy multiple crowns just to make sure, because Prince Ahmed is just gonna be watching.
I'm tired of these damn sore losers breaking my stuff.
Well, I guess it's a good thing when you win though. It's like now you just know you're just gonna have a trail of sore losers behind you.
So when I win, I'm just gonna run away with my crown. That's it. I'll leave it alone. They're gonna touch my stuff.
You just can't pose anymore. It's just like get the win. That's it. See you guys. Yeah. you can't pose. That's when they grab your crown. You're trying to enjoy the win and go with the crowd. Yeah.
Wait, where's it now? Someone stole it. Jesus. Okay.
There you go. So I do have to ask. So for anyone watching now, because we do definitely have a nice crowd watching. For anyone that is interested in getting into the business, any recommendations for them? Any comments you would give them about what they should expect wanting to get into this?
It helps. It helps a lot with having a background in something. You know, it doesn't have to be wrestling. It could be jiu-jitsu, judo, and type of MMA. Anything that could translate into any movement that you could make yourself larger than life. Because these are sports, you know what I mean? So if you look at like Muhammad Ali and stuff, how he turned that sport into like, he's larger than life. You know, rumble, young man, rumble. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You know, you want to find those type of niches when you come into something like this, right? I have an amateur wrestling background, so that helped me correlate pro wrestling. And I also, when I saw like Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, all these guys coming in that have collegiate backgrounds, I'm like, ooh, okay, they know how to translate it. You know, have a background in something. You know, I'm just go in thinking that this is fun, because this isn't fun. It's hard work, and it's years of perfecting this. If you think you're coming into this by tomorrow you're a wrestler, you're not. And I'll make sure, and I'll call you on your bullshit. If you think you're coming into this for a quick come up, you're not. You think you're coming into this because you look better than somebody, you're not gonna make it. I'm telling you right now. You come into this, shut up, you do the work, try to be different, because there's so many trees. There's so many trees in wrestling now. There's just another tree in the forest. All right. Now you got to differentiate yourself. Always write down stuff. Write down ideas when you come into this. You know, I would like to try this. Come to a coach. Come to anybody. Hey, what do you think about this? Oh, well, I've seen this done before. So try to make it your own. Okay. You know, and then go about their business. But, you know, your first day, shut up, learn. You're not going to do much, and watch. All right. And then, you know, if you have, you know, I always tell my students to go half-ass, go full balls. So if you're going to show me you're somebody, you better show me you're somebody. Other than that, I won't care. All right. I have tons of students out there that are willing to learn. So if you're coming in new and you're going to think you're going to coast by because you look good, you're cool, you get it faster than others, doesn't matter. You have to have a good attitude in pro wrestling. You have a good attitude. I see it. Well, let me show this guy something. All right, it's stuck. He took the notes. Okay, you know what? I like this guy. Let me put my wing on him, because I've done it too many times and they all let me down sometimes. So now I watch. I watch how they are. When they first come in, I'm watching you. If I'm not looking at you, I'm still watching you. I know where you are. I know where your feet are. I know how you're breathing. I know where you're looking at. I know you're not paying attention to me. I know everything. I watch it. I watch it all. So when you come into this as a pro, wanting to be a pro wrestler, it's all right to ask questions. It's all right to, but just take it serious and don't think that this is going to be something that a year from now, that's it. I'm in WWE. A year from now, I'm in Impact. And a year from now, I'm in AEW. No, this is years of practice. Next month makes me 19 years in pro wrestling. I still have students here. They say, "How are you so good at this?" Because it's 19 years I've been doing this. It's not a year. I get it. The Instagram lifestyle. You see someone that you follow is better than you, or someone that's just doing more shows than you. Like, I got to do more shows so I could show people. No, take your time. Learn your craft. If you learn your craft and you do it and you perfect it, like I tell you, I'm a perfectionist and I keep watching you guys and you're messing up on me and I'm yelling at you. If I don't yell at you, that means I don't love you. All right. So when it comes to all that stuff, and just perfect it and take your time with it. Don't rush it. Because before you know it, you're going to be out there like some of these guys that had no business in the ring. And I know who they are. And I've seen them. And I'm like, well, that's the school they came from. You know what I mean? And, my opinion matters, but I don't say it. I don't speak it. That's why there's no names. That's why there's no ideas to it. It's just that I know who they are and they have no business in the ring sometimes. And that's why I tell them to protect themselves, how to protect themselves, and know when to protect themselves. Like Coach Pena said, assume everybody's trash. So if you're going in there with me, don't assume I'm trash. But if you go in there, just be careful because you don't know, I can hurt you by accident. But I don't intend to. I'm a professional. So just, how Hawk and Animal say, you want to be a pro wrestler? Shut up and wrestle. Shut up and learn. Mind your business. Worry about yourself. I promise you, you'll get somewhere, on your terms, not my terms, your terms.
There you go. I definitely hope, again, if that for anyone definitely interested in getting into this, and again, if you choose the Fallout right there, Fallout Shelter, again, just a stacked roster of coaches, great coaches there. You get to learn just so much that you can learn there, not only just in ring, but just different mentalities, different, again, to use that word again, journeyman, just different eras of wrestling in there, just different stories you could hear, and just a lot to learn, a lot to grab onto, a lot of gems to grab onto. And definitely this podcast
watch out for our students too.
Right here.
Watch out for our students. They're up and coming. Cuzzo, Dom, Barton. You got Gamble.
Oh, how could I forget the captains? You got Anthony Gamble. You have KJ Mack. Well, KJ and me, stablemates. Shout out to KJ. We're part of a stable over at VPW.
Yeah. David's going to be good also. He's another one. He started back in 2008. He stopped for a while. Now he's in the grind. He's getting his ass kicked, but he's kicking ass at the same time. So Rivera, he's doing a good job. I'm proud of him. Cosmic is another one. She's doing freaking great. We got Sammy Chaos. She's a monster, and she did a 180. There was times when I'm like, I guess she'll wrestle. And then one day she just she put on like a mean face on, 180, bam. Now I'm excited for her future. Everybody's future. Anybody I said right now, I'm excited for their future.
There you go. And again, guys, like I said, all that information will be down below as well. But also make sure you go follow the Fallout there so you can stay up to date with all things, and contact them today about spots. They are in a new location, which funny enough for me, I could look at the location right now from where I am, but we're not going to say where I am right now. But definitely go check them out. But also, before I start letting you go here, Santi, I do have two more questions I got to ask.
Right.
One more is a joke, one more serious. But the joke one we'll start with here. So when are you and Mike going to start this podcast of yours? Because I feel like you and Mike Law should just have one by now with how these IG lives go.
Well, we'll just stick to IG lives. Even that I got bored with because he's annoying. He's cool, but annoying at the same time.
Like hearing you guys talk about certain things, I'm just like, this alone is just podcast worthy and just so many gems to listen to when you guys talk about just certain things about the business, certain things. It's like, this is it. Just this class at its own right here. Just listening.
No, Mike's my guy. I knew Mike for a while. very long time. He helped me out with FWE. He's just been a help for me in my career and stuff. One day I will love to just help him back. You know, he's honestly a good person. You know, I joke around with him. We have this ongoing thing and stuff that we hate each other. But I really love the guy.
There you go. No, that's awesome. But now to the more serious question here I got to ask, and that is the question I ask everyone to end it off, and that is, for Jorge Santi, what is the end goal?
End goal. I never thought about it when I stopped. I just slowly faded and disappeared. Joey Ace was like this. Yo, man, you just disappeared. Like, where'd you go? And I just came back out of nowhere. Like, everything's fine. But the angle, let's see what happens. You know, my life outside of pro wrestling is good. You know, I have a decent job. You know, I got my kids, my family. But also in the end, this is still a dream. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll get somewhere with this. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just be a coach. You know? In the end, I don't know. You know what I mean? Hopefully I make a lot of money out of this. If I don't, that's fine with me also. As long as I have, you know, as long as I'm that guy everybody likes to wrestle. That's all I care about. I like that that name on my under me, you know. So
there you go. And again, another name that will go is a fantastic coach because, again, like I said, you have been heavily requested from even students of yours. I won't name drop names here, but I will say people have wanted to hear you come on and talk about this craft and just talk a little bit. So thank you again for coming on, and for everyone watching, thank you so much for joining us here. But also, go follow Jorge Santi. Go follow him on his socials right there. We'll put up the Instagram. We'll put up the Twitter. But also, links will be in the description down below. Where also, that TeePublic and YouTube link will be there. So go support. Go get a T-shirt. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go see some amazing matches he's been a part of. And keep watching Jorge Santi and everything they do at the Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, come. If you want to be a wrestler, come see me. I'll let you know if you're ready.
There you go. But thank you, Jorge, for joining us. And everyone watching, thank you so much. As always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.